Welcome to the Mountain Magnolia Show, where your hosts, Mary Noble Braden and Leanne Lewis, will introduce you to Swannanoa Valley's most interesting and most iconic individuals.
Happy afternoon, everyone. I'm Mary Noble Braden at Noble & Company Realty, and this is Leanne Lewis at Atlantic Bay Mortgage. We are the Mountain Magnolias. We're so excited to share a great guest we have today, Adam Combs from Waypoint Adventure. He has started an amazing program that helps folks with disabilities be able to have adventurous or interested in partaking in hiking, climbing, all types of different adventures. And Adam's going to tell us a little about himself today. Leanne, do you have something to say before we introduce Adam?
Sure. Hey, Mary Noble. It's so good to be here with you. And Adam, you as well. I am so excited about what we're about to hear about Waypoint Adventures. And so let's go ahead and just get started. But the show is all about folks who are undercover and just exposing them and knowing how they work, how they help fulfill our community, and everybody, of course, in it. So let's go ahead and start with our first question, and that is, what brought you to Black Mountain?
Great question. So I came to Black Mountain for the first time in 1998 as a student at Montreat College.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I was at Montreat, 98. I was a 5-year student at Montreat.
Now,
for many reasons.
I was going to say, why 5 years? That's important.
For many
to me.
reasons. Because I was in a very rigorous academic study season in my life. And so It took me 5 years.
Hey, that's okay. No judgment here. There's grace.
Great. Thank you. Yep. So I was there in 1998 to 2003.
Okay.
And then, and I'm originally from the Tri-City. So I grew up in Bristol, just over the mountain, about 2 hours from here.
Okay.
And went to Montreat, got an undergrad degree in outdoor education. That was my focus, outdoor education. So learning how to take people outside and go on adventures and use those experiences as ways to grow personally and learn things about yourself and about your community and about the natural environment. Yeah. So
and at the same time, keeping them safe, keeping them fed.
That's right.
Right? Keeping them happy.
Yeah.
That's quite an undertaking.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us, so you're in Montreat, 5-year student.
5-year student. So graduated in 2003.
Okay.
Oh goodness, this has been a long time since I've told this part of the story. Was a seasonal guide for a little bit. Worked at a couple different environmental education centers around the Southeast.
Okay.
Led hiking trips and kayaking trips and whitewater rafting trips and all that kind of stuff for various different organizations. And ended up working at a place over in Tennessee called Rivers Way Outdoor Adventure Center back in the Tri-Cities.
Okay.
And Rivers Way, their mission was to provide outdoor adventure opportunities for youth and adults with a variety of different disabilities. And that was the first time that I've ever had the chance to work closely alongside folks with disabilities.
Okay.
And quite frankly, it was the first time I ever saw adventure programming really impact people's lives in a very profound, deep way. And so I was like, this is where I want to be.
Yeah.
And during that time, we were working with the Tri-Cities public school system.
Okay.
And we developed this program called the Adventure Incentive Program. Okay. And that was primarily working with kids who they would have been kind of called at risk. So truancy rates were high. They weren't coming to school. Grades were low. In school and out of school suspension was happening. We would meet with a guidance counselor and a teacher and the student, and we would identify what are some of the academic or social and character goals that they were needed to work on. And then we would run these kind of in-class team building programs that were aimed at teaching social and character skills.
Nice.
And if students were showing progress, they would earn these big adventures. So we'd go caving, we'd go rock climbing, we'd go hiking.
Nice.
And it worked.
Okay.
Truancy rates were declining, grades were going up, kids were reducing their amount of in-school and out-of-school suspension. So I was like, oh, this is cool. that was for me this really cool picture of public school systems working with a nonprofit organization that provided a unique service and improving the lives of their students.
And it worked.
Yeah.
You know, you have the record, you know, it works, and you have those truancy rates, and you have all the data to back it up. That's awesome when you can actually see results.
Yes. Yeah. And so that, that made me want to go back to school and become a teacher. And so I went to grad school at App in Boone.
Okay.
Got a master's in special education. And during my, I'm going to gracefully avoid a political direction here, but
okay, that's fine.
That was during my research work was when this big federal mandate for high performing schools was being implemented called No Child Left Behind.
Yes,
some of you may remember
we all know about that one.
And I'm watching teachers covered up in paperwork and just reporting on students and not being able to teach their class. And I was like, that's not what I want to do.
That's right.
And so I did a scan of the country. Who else out there is running adventure programming for youth with disabilities in partnership with the school systems? And I came across an organization just outside of Boston called Outdoor Explorations.
Okay.
And they were running indoor kayaking programs for students in the special ed classroom for a series or a group of Boston public schools. And long story short, ended up getting a job up there to help grow that school-based program.
Okay.
And that was 2008. So no, that's incorrect. That was 2006.
Wow.
So we moved to Boston in 2006, and we're up there until 2020.
Wow.
Yeah, and in the process,
Waypoint
Adventure started.
Okay.
Yeah. So the short story of that is that organization came into some financial trouble.
Okay.
Funding had declined because of the downturn in the economy in 2008.
Oh, okay.
Believe it or not, this is kind of a wild story, but there were some direct impacts from Bernie Madoff with that organization, and just funders that were impacted by that whole Ponzi
because they were
scheme,
all tied in there.
Yes, and so that was all about that same time, 2008 to 2010. And that organization just couldn't combat all of that financial trouble. So they ended up having to close their doors. And myself and a guy I was working most closely with walked out of there one day and we're like, we can't let this end.
No.
This is way too good.
Right.
And because we were the boots on the ground, we got the phone calls from the parents and the teachers who were saying, this is a huge part of our year. You guys can't just go away.
Right.
And so, so we very naively in our mid-20s started Waypoint, and it worked.
Yeah. I mean, this is great. And then we're so blessed to have you in our community. This is so wonderful. And I just have to say that I was kind of a little catalyst to getting you guys down.
Yes,
so
that's
I was
right.
your mortgage lender and just knew a little bit about, I recall some of, what you had going on, and it was just so wonderful and so noble. And now it's growing to what it is today. So tell us more about the program you have created here today in this community.
Being from this area, having gone to Montreat, lived in Western North Carolina, for so many years, I love these mountains.
Right.
I told my wife at one point, I was like, I think I could probably tell you where every stick is in those mountains, right?
Yes.
And being in New England, doing the work in a very urban environment, using very small kind of public and private green space, my soul was longing for like bigger woods and like taking people into the mountains.
Right.
And I always told my now business partner and our executive director, Dan, it's like, man, if we ever had the chance to expand, Western North Carolina is where we should go, right?
Nice.
There's beautiful mountains there, lakes, rivers.
You've got the stage.
There's an adventure infrastructure. We have the stage.
That's right.
And there is a big enough population center that I'm sure there is a larger percentage of people with disabilities in that community.
Absolutely.
So if we ever had the chance to expand, we should go there.
Okay.
And you did it.
And we did it. We had the chance to expand, and sure enough, here we are. Yeah.
Well, tell us what an adventure looks like when you take folks on a day adventure, on a night adventure. Tell us what it looks like and what type of folks that you do take on these adventures.
Yeah, good question, Mary Noble. So Waypoint runs, so our mission, maybe I'll just say it this way. Waypoint's mission is to challenge people with disabilities to discover their purpose, talents, and strengths through the transforming power of adventure. So usually I'll answer a question like that this way because there's two things in there. One, all of our program, we want to aim to make all of our programs fully accessible, regardless of someone's disability level, whether it's intellectual or developmental or physical or social emotional. We want to do everything we can to make sure the supports are in place so that you can fully participate. Not only do we want you to come and have fun, even though we know you're going to do that. You come kayaking with Waypoint, it's going to be a blast. You come hiking with us, it's going to be a lot of fun. We believe that there's a bigger thing that happens on these experiences, and that's that discover purpose, talents, and strengths. We believe that people do, any of us, anytime we go challenge ourselves on an adventure like that, right? If you've ever been whitewater rafting, right? You get to the end and maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I survived that, first of all. But second of all, I'm like, I can't believe I did that, right? There's a inherent pride that grows inside of us. And so we want to capitalize on that. We always end our adventures with, what did you learn today? What did you discover about yourself today? And the answers we get are really cool. People do walk away with those moments of, aha, and I can. I can't believe, if I can do that, what else? In what other ways in my life am I holding myself back? And so the hope is that it does help expand them into other areas of their life.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you're teaching them so much to be able to go out there and have endurance, just like running a marathon or some things I've done, which is I'm a Knowles graduate. So,
I had no idea, Mary.
Yeah, I'm a
Cool.
Knowles graduate.
Yeah,
so,
you got it. You get it.
30 days in the wilderness, 6 hours in the wilderness, you have a lot to talk about and what you overcame that day.
Yeah.
And I think that's so wonderful. Mountain Magnolia is here to reveal the heart and soul of our community. And I can tell that you're doing that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks.
So,
yeah. Adventure types, maybe that's worth saying. In New England, it looks a little bit different because there's more snow up there. And so they can do things like cross-country skiing and snowshoeing, which we won't be doing here more than likely. Hiking, kayaking, both indoor and outdoor kayaking. So we take boats in pools and we teach people basic kayaking skills and let them have a little adventure in pools. So indoor and outdoor kayaking, indoor and outdoor rock climbing, team building and high ropes course programs when we partner with schools or social service agencies. We do those programs. And then we are launching a tandem cycling program. So 2-seater bikes, 2 people on the bike together going for a ride. Wow. Matter of fact, today, our deputy director, Ryan Carlson, is in Knoxville picking up a fleet of tandem bikes that were donated.
Yeah. That is so cool. Now, that's all. I'm still hung up on the tandem bike thing.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So for parents out there, and age groups that we're talking about, can you share a little bit about who can come into this program? Mm-hmm. And for our little parents could be nervous, there's safety, there's, what's going to go on with these adventures. Can you share with us what that looks like, or what the questions or the answers they need, or the questions they should be asking?
Yeah, good question. Waypoint runs programs in 2 different formats.
Okay.
Custom group and open enrollment programs.
Okay.
Custom groups, that's partnerships with already intact groups. Social service agencies that are serving folks with disabilities.
Nice.
Special education classrooms or departments.
Okay.
We design a program specifically for them, aimed at their social and character goals, aimed at their group. That's a custom group program. That's about 60% to 70% of what we do.
Okay.
Partnerships with already intact organizations. And then open enrollment programs are just dates we put on the calendar, and we do the advertising, and we try to get other people to tell people, and any individual from the community can sign up. And so you end up getting this mixed bag of people with and without disabilities going on an adventure together. Hikes
That's
up in
huge.
Montreat, kayaking on Lake James.
That's wonderful.
We age group wise, we say 7 to 70, but quite frankly, we've had older and we've had younger.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so all age ranges.
Okay.
We do try to, on our open enrollment programs, as much as we can, structure them around a specific age. So we'll say this is a hike for adults, or this is a kayak program for youth, so that, you got same age peers that are participating together.
Right.
And then, like I said, in terms of disability level, we want to be the organization that says yes. when so many people in your life have been saying, it's just not for you. We want to be like, this is for you. As long as the doctor's not like, it's not safe.
Right.
We want to have a conversation about what do we need to make sure we have in place so that we can say yes to you. Yeah.
And you have the training.
Yes, that's maybe that's
training.
another way. Yeah.
I mean,
So all of our team members are trained in wilderness medicine, wilderness first aid, wilderness first responder.
Okay.
We have special education training and training working with, different adaptive techniques for folks with varying levels of disability.
Yeah.
We always have at least one full-time trained staff on all programs. The majority of programs have 2. Many programs have 3 full-time trained staff on the program, supported by a team of trained volunteers.
Mount Mitchell.
Yes, Mount Mitchell Marathon. That's right. Yeah, Mount Mitchell Marathon. Another big community event right here in Black Mountain.
Marathon and
Not running the marathon. No, not running the marathon.
That's so funny.
Over at the Montreat in the Oaks campus.
Oh,
will be the training.
Great campus. I love that place.
And that'll be the first of, we're hoping to hold 4 trainings this year.
Okay.
To really hone in on trying to build that volunteer pool. You don't have to come to a training to volunteer. I'll make that very clear.
Oh, that's good to know.
If people want to volunteer, you just go on our website. There's a get involved button. There's a volunteer button, and you can sign up right there.
Now, what would you tell our audience? What would you recommend to our audience if they're like, I don't know about, what am I in for as a volunteer? Share with the audience how wonderful it is to volunteer and what they need to know and have the skills they have, how easy it can be.
I usually say that this way: you come once, and I guarantee you'll be back.
Perfect.
Yeah,
that's all they need to know.
It's so fun. It's just every time I walk away from our programming, it's such a clear emotional and physical picture of community.
Yeah.
People coming together to just help each other and have fun together and learn together. It's contagious.
Yes, I can just see your face. I can see it right here.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to volunteer, so I'll get in touch.
Come on.
I guess we're next.
We're next, Mary Noble.
Yes, y'all
Yes,
need to volunteer. The
We
Mountain
need to-
Magnolias need to
How
volunteer on the
about
Waypoint
that?
program.
I think we do.
We could take the show on the road. Maybe we could.
Oh, yes. We should.
That would be
That's
great.
So cool.
Okay, one other question would be, if someone wanted to sign up who would be a participant to go in one of your outdoor adventures, how would they do that?
Thinking about that custom group and open enrollment structure. If you're a part of an organization that is serving folks with disabilities, I think one of the ones that jumps to mind is we've been in discussions with Davidson Family Services, just right here in Swannanoa. At some point, we will be partnered up with them, I'm sure, running programs in some capacity for them.
Yeah,
wonderful place, wonderful group of people. That's an example of a custom group that we would design a program for. So if a family or an individual is a part of that group, have them reach out to us and we'll design a program for them. If you're an individual, and I would say for both of these, go to our website and fill out a contact form. And that'll send us an email. There's also a phone number in there. You can call us. In my mind, the easiest way is just reach out. Let us know you're here and you're interested, and we can kind of at that point tell you what all of our options are. We're currently revamping or rebuilding our website. At some point, we will have a calendar on there, especially for open enrollment programming, where people can just go onto the calendar and say, I'm free this day. Click on that. Here's how you register. Here's everything you need to bring, all that kind of stuff.
And what's the website? Where would they go to? You
can go... one thing I didn't mention that'd be worth saying quickly. I did say Waypoint was founded in Boston. We always dreamed about planting here. So when you go to www.waypointadventure.org, that'll bring you to a landing page where there'll be a Massachusetts button and a North Carolina button.
Ooh, that's a big deal.
And obviously you'd click on the North Carolina button and that'll bring you to the North Carolina side. If you wanted to go directly to the North Carolina page, it's waypointadventurenc.org.
That is wonderful. And so that is your best recommendation for finding out about the organization and getting signed up for volunteership or to be a participant.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
And I was able to attend y'all's program in December when you were raising money as well for Waypoint. And tell the audience how they could help with raising money for Waypoint as well.
Yes. Thank you, Mary Noble. That's a great question. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. And, the short pitch is oftentimes, by the nature of having a disability, doing things like going kayaking, going hiking, all these things that we all know are good for us, therapeutic for us, community building for us, ways to build relationships, oftentimes kind of take a back seat to medical appointments, therapy appointments, those kinds of things, right. Medical bills, therapy bills, all those kinds of things. And so it's like this extra expense that's just easy to cut from the budget because, hey, I just can't afford it because we have to do all these other things. And so we want to make it affordable for people. And the only way we can make it affordable is through the generosity of individuals and foundations and companies. If you think about a business's revenue model in a pie chart, our revenue is made up by fee for service. So we do have a set of program prices that we charge folks. And if folks can't pay it, there's a very clear clause. If you can't afford this, part of creating accessibility is also financial accessibility. So please tell us and we can figure out a way to provide some scholarship funds over and above. But fee for service is about 25% of how we run the business. We fundraise the other 80.
That's amazing.
And so that comes from individual donors. So people like you, Mary Noble, who might say, I want to support them. I'm going to become a monthly donor at $10 a month or whatever it is, right? So individual donors, corporate funding. So if there are local businesses who want to be a sponsor of Waypoint, we can talk about ways that we can share with the world that you're helping make this thing happen too. And then grant funders. So family foundations, other local foundations that provide grant support. And those pieces of the pie chart, the fundraising pieces of the pie chart kind of fluctuate yearly. Mm-hmm. Sometimes our grant funding's bigger, sometimes our corporate support's bigger, sometimes our individual donors are bigger.
And really what I hear you saying is it doesn't matter who the individual is. If they have a desire to go out and have an adventure, then sign up. Mm-hmm. That's
yes.
really what I hear you saying.
Yes. Sign up in some way. Whether it's giving financially, whether it's coming to volunteer, whether it's telling somebody about us, sharing our website. There's all kinds of ways you can help keep pushing the good word forward about Waypoint. Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy that you're able to come and share this wonderful program. It really warms my heart, and I'm excited to see what is ahead. And luckily, we are just right across the street from each other, so I get to pop my head in every now and then. And so thankful that you're able to come and share your dream.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. One last thing for those of you locals, which I'm assuming most of you are listening to this, but our offices are at the W&C Outdoor Collective. So I'll put a little plug in there for Lincoln and his team.
Oh, absolutely.
Our office is there. Come by and see us. If you have questions or want to hear more about how you might be able to get involved, please come by. I'd love to meet you.
That's wonderful. Adam, thank you so much for being here today. And I always like to, okay, do you want me to give a phone number? Yeah. Okay, so just so the audience gets this information, you can contact waypointadventure.org. There's a phone number, 828-483-3383, and then also Waypoint NC at waypointadventure.org. And make sure to click on that North Carolina button. Got it.
That's right.
Now, Adam, I always love, Mary Noble and I, we love to close our show out with this. Share with our audience what you do to live a better life. What could they do?
Yeah. This is not going to be a surprise.
Okay.
I like to be outside.
Yes.
Just,
babe.
This is often what people think, even when they hear something like Waypoint Adventure, they think like we're going to go climb El Cap in Yosemite, right? Mm-hmm. That's adventure for sure. But sometimes adventure is just taking a walk around the block.
That's right.
And so for me, every single day, at least once, I want to do something active outside.
I love that.
Take a walk around the block, go ride my mountain bike, go for a trail run, whatever it is, go throw the football in the yard with my kids. I want to do something active outside, and that's for me, that's therapy.
That is such great advice. Thank you so much. And I know Mary Noble and I love to be outdoors too. Thank you for joining us, Adam.
Yeah,
It's been
sure.
such
Thanks
a
for having
pleasure.
me.
And Mary Noble, as always, it's lovely to see you and join in on this.
And I agree with the outdoor. I've already been on 2 hikes this morning. They did last 5 minutes, but I was able to just get out and ground myself. So it's so important.
Cool.
All right. Thank you for joining us for Mountain Magnolias with your hosts, Mary Noble Braden and Leanne Lewis. Join us next time for more interesting stories from the Swannanoa's most interesting people as we give you something to talk about. Mountain Magnolias is a production of Noble and Company Realty in Black Mountain. For more information, please call them at 828-357-5243. 828-357-5243.
The preceding has been a production of Signal Hill Studios. For more information, please call 704-872-0550.